Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is your notes on circles, day 2. Remember, when you're trying to graph a circle, remember, you take x minus a negative 2, and of course this is y minus 1, so therefore you take the opposite. So you take that negative 2, you take the 1, and that becomes your center. Negative 2, 1, plot it. You square the r squared is 4, so that you take the square root of both sides, you get r is equal to 2, therefore your radius is 2. All right, and then you just connect the dots. Now, on this one, it says graph a circle with a radius of 3 and center at negative 1, 5, so negative 1, 5, and of course you put 3 in each direction and graph it. But then finding the equation, remember it's x minus a negative 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared, and then of course your radius squared. So clean it up and you get x, so minus a minus is plus 1, and of course y minus 5 squared equals 9. Going down here where it says write the equation of the circle with a center at negative 4, 6 and is tangent to the line. What does it mean by tangent? It means it's going to touch. So if I draw a quick graph here, and if I'm at negative 4, 6, it's going to be something like that. And if it's tangent to the line, that means it's going to touch right there. So it's going to look something like that. All right, now we know that if we want the equation of the circle, that's going to be x minus a negative 4 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals our radius squared. Well, now we need our radius. Well, our radius is from here to here is 4. So to that tangent point, we know that it creates a 90-degree angle with the radius. So therefore, it's safe to say that our radius is 4 units. So 4 squared, if I put a 4 in there and square it, it's 16. So this is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 16, and there's our equation of the circle. All right, the next one is write the equation of the circle with a center at 7, 5 and contains a point. When it says contains a point, that means that point is on the edge of the circle. So if I were to graph it, all right, and if I'm at 7, 5, that means, let's say it's out here, and 3, 2, all right, so when I graph that, what that means, that's my radius. It's going to be something like this. So my circle is going to look something like that. Well, I need to find this distance here. So using the distance formula, remember distance formula is square root of x minus x1 squared plus y minus y1 squared. Okay? So I'm going to take these 2 points. 7 minus 3 is 4. So this is going to be 4 squared plus 5 minus negative 2. Remember, 5 minus the negative 2 is actually plus plus, so that's actually a 7. So that's going to be 7 squared. And then you get 16 plus 49, which is 65. Now, square root of 65 is going to be a little bit more than 8. It might be 8.1, but leave it like this. Do not change it to a decimal. Okay? But what I want you to do instead is you have this right here is your radius. Okay? This is the square root of 65. So x minus squared plus y minus squared equals my radius squared. So let's look. X, so I'm going to put my center here, 7 and 5. And my radius is actually the square root of 65. Well, what's nice about this now is that you got this set up. But now when you take the square root of 65 and you square it, that cancels out the square root and you're left with just 65, which gives you my equation of the circle. All right, so let's look at the next one. Write the equation of the line that is tangent to the circle. Now, remember, I'm going to draw me a little picture here. All right, I know it's at 0, 0, and my radius is going to be 5. Okay, so my radius is going to be 5. So I need the, now this one's asking for the equation of the line. This is a little different than what we've asked before. So it wants the line that is tangent, and it goes through the point at 3, 4. So at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it wants the equation of this line. Now notice this line is negative. It has a negative slope. Also, it creates a 90-degree angle with the radius. Okay? It might not look it right there, but it does actually create a 90-degree angle. What does that mean? Well, I know that this slope is a rise of 4 and a run of 3 to get to this point. So a rise of 4, a run of 3. So this slope right here is 4 over 3. But this slope is the negative reciprocal. So this slope is going to equal a negative 3, 4. So remember, A perpendicular line has a negative reciprocal to a line that it's perpendicular to. Okay? So with this case, I'm going to use this slope and I'm going to use this point. So I'm going to use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I'm going to put it in point slope form if you remember that. So in this case, y minus, use your 4, equals, go ahead and bring down this slope right here over here. So the negative 3/4, and of course x minus the 3. And I would just leave it like that. It's in point slope form. You're good to go. Now the last one is write the equation of the circle with diameter. All right, so I'm giving you two diameters. What it means is if I'm at negative 210 and I'm at 4, 2, those are my diameters. That means there's a circle somewhere here. Okay? That means my center is going to be about right there. Now, how do I get my center? Well, it's the midpoint formula. And remember, oops, sorry, you didn't see that picture. What happens, these are my diameters. So when I create the circle, I know that this is my center. So I need to find the middle portion. I need to find it using the midpoint formula. So remember, your midpoint formula is as follows. X plus x over 2 and y plus y divided by 2. So we're going to add the x's together and divide by 2. So what is 4 plus negative 2? Well, it's 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. And y's are 2 plus 10. So 2 plus 10, which is 12 divided by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is actually 6. So my center is at 1/6. Now if you look at that, yeah, that could be 1/6. So now x minus 1 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals my radius. So now I have to find my radius and then square it. Well, you know what? I know that this point now is 1/6. And I know that this point here is 4, 2. And I'm going to use my slope or my distance formula to find the distance for this right here. So my distance formula is the square root of 1 minus, so x minus x, 1 minus 4 squared plus 6 minus 2 squared. Now, 1 minus 4 is a negative 3, but negative 3 squared is 9. 6 minus 2 is 4, and 4 squared is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. So that's the square root. So my distance from here to here is the square root of 25. Well, square root of 25 goes right there. And if you notice, this is the same thing we did last time. We're just going to clean it up here. So here's my equation. So I end up getting x minus 1 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 25. You're going to have all three of these type of problems on your homework tonight. Thank you.